Justice in the universe. Trust the balance. Seek truth. Live with integrity. The weighing of sand. In the desert town of Alforja, where the winds told stories long after people forgot them, lived a middle-aged merchant named Leandro, known not for his wares, but for the exactness of his weighing scale, an old-fashioned device with polished brass arms and worn wooden base. Every morning he polished his beautiful scale's brass arms until they gleamed like the dawn. Every evening he locked it away in a cedar chest, as if fearing the world might corrupt its fairness. To him, truth lived in weight and justice in precision. Fairness, he believed, was something you could measure. One day, an old man appeared, thin as wind, his long beard brushing the front of his robes, which were dyed the muted red of desert cliffs at sunset. He offered Leandro a cloth pouch filled with crimson sand. "From the cliffs of Moradina," he said, "a rare mineral. I'll trade it for a flask of your olive oil." Leandro, suspicious, furrowed his brow. "Sand has no weight," he muttered, but placed the pouch carefully on the scale's left pan. To his surprise, the grains tipped the balance, not by force, but with quiet certainty. Still, he refused the trade. "It's too red to be honest." The old man smiled, not with mockery, but with mercy in his weathered eyes. "Be careful," he said, "when you measure only what you understand." Then, Bessie, he vanished into the wind, leaving nothing but the echo of that warning. That night, Leandro could not sleep. He lay awake beneath his clay roof, haunted by trades he'd denied out of suspicion, faces he'd turned away because their truths didn't fit on his scale. Before the sun could rise, he returned to his shop, unlocked the chest, and opened the old pouch once more. The crimson sand shimmered in the soft light, not ordinary dust, but flecks of crushed stone, dried root, amber resin, and blackened ash. Each grain a story gathered from places he had never dared imagine. It was valuable, not in coin, but in truth. He understood then, integrity was not about never being wrong. It was about seeking what is right, even after pride has whispered otherwise. At the next market, Leandro placed his scale in the center of the town square, not behind his stall, but in the open air, unlocked and untouched. Into one pan he poured the crimson sand, and in the other he placed a single olive branch, freshly cut from the tree outside his door, its leaves still wet with morning dew. When the villagers gathered and asked why, he answered softly as the breeze passed through the square. "Justice is not always what we expect, but it always finds its balance." That night, he left the scale uncovered for the first time in his life, not to tempt thieves, but to offer trust and to see what the wind might return. Justice is not loud. It is steady, like sand finding its level. In the next story, we move beyond appearances and learn to see with depth, not distraction. Click the card and step beyond the surface.